Hi, how's it going? I wanted to show you, I got your response on how to do a backsplash. All right, so I got your file here open up again, and we're looking here at the kitchen, just so we can take a look at it. And what I want to do is, or from my understanding, what you want to do is to put a backsplash coming along the top of this area. All right, I'm gonna do a portion of the wall just so you can see how it works, and then we can go from there, or we can try doing a full all the way around, um, just so you can see how it's made. All right. So first thing we want to do, or first things first, there are multiple ways of doing a backsplash. The simpler way would be coming to your component drop down under your architecture tab and clicking model in place. If you've taken SolidWorks, this is basically the 3D aspect of Rivet, where you can create things like if you were using SolidWorks. Same mechanics, stuff like that. All right. So we're gonna do model in place. From model in place, we're gonna try to figure out what this is. So it's kitchen. It's kitchen, basically backsplash. So you can kind of call it cabinetry, or you can call it casework. Casework is essentially like having to do with your drawers and all that stuff. I don't see something that says anything along the lines of kitchen, so I'm gonna stick with casework. I'll go. It's gonna be a casework. So whenever I go to hide all my casework, this would be one of the things that it would hide as well. It's making it part of that family. So we're gonna go casework, and then we're gonna call it kitchen backsplash. All right. Now that we've had that, you can see how it kind of changes the way the look of the house looks. Um, so some things we want to set before we can start designing. You'll notice you have your extrusion, you have your create tab that has your extrusions, your blends, revolves, sweeps, sweep blends, and your voids. All right. These five here that are fully colored in are going to be your creation tools. So you'll use that to make objects, and then your void forms will be your remove material. You want to remove material from something that you've already created. All right. So once again, those terms should be fairly similar, or should be able to remember those if you've taken the Creo class in the past. I mean, the SolidWorks class in the past. Um, so what we need to do is we need to figure out what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing, in this case, a sweep. But before we do so, we need to set our plane. So we're going to come over here to workspace. We're going to click on set plane, or set, and then we're going to pick a plane to be our level of creation. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to choose the top of this little ledge. That will be where I want my um, design to start from. All right. And if you don't, and it's not going to automatically show it. All right. It's just it makes it known, or it selects the surface as a working plane, but you won't be able to tell unless you turn on the show button. You can see where it makes um, a little datum plane, or a little plane to work on, a working plane in this blue hatched area. All right. So we'll leave that on just so you can see it. Now, I know I'm gonna need to do a sweep. What I want to do a sweep of is the top of this project. I want to do a sweep that follows along the sink, the wood, come behind the stove, around the stove, and then come back over. All right, so that should take a sweep. So I'm gonna do sweep, and then once I do that, it's gonna give me a modify sweep tab where I can start designing how I want my sweep to look. So I'm gonna do sketch a path. So I'm going to sketch my path. You can also pick a path if you have a path pre-laid out, but I don't in this case. And I can either draw it out using lines, or I can draw it out by picking points. So I'm gonna do the pick line. So I'm gonna click this one. I'm gonna select the edge of my wall. You're gonna notice it's gonna go past. Let's come and trim that back in a little bit. Come here, come there, there, and there. Alright. So I'm gonna come in and hit escape, grab this line and drag it back to be flush. You can see it kind of gives me that little dashed line saying, hey, this is flush with that other line on the other side. That's what I want to do, yes. And as you can see, it accidentally created multiple lines. So I need to come and delete these lines. They were created extra. There we go. That's what that little orange line, that little arrow popping up was for. It said, hey, you're making multiple lines on the same surface. Be wary that it's not going to allow you to build if you do continue like that. So I have my sweep, so we're good here. This is exactly what I want. Well, maybe not exactly, because I don't want it to go behind my fridge. I want it to stop right there. So that's where I want it to be. I want it to wrap around my woodwork, come around my stove range area, and then come wrapping around back. I'm going to hit check mark. And now it's going to give me the ability to create a profile. I can have a profile already pre-loaded or pre-selected from here, but I don't. So I'm going to edit a profile or create one. So I'm going to edit profile. Now you see this red dot? That red dot is going to be where I need to start drawing from. So I need to come and find a view where I can start drawing from. Now this is where it gets a little messy. This is where you want to be careful and maybe hide some views. I like to go into wireframe, and then I'll come here and I'll go, let's say I want to make a 2 foot high brick ledge, so I'll go 2 feet. Alright, let's say I want to go out 0.5 inches. That's how thick my tile theoretically would be. Come back down to 2 feet and then come in and close this off. Alright, so I have my little rectangle there. If you want to do a different shape, you could, but that's generally what you need. Once we've got the design laid out, we can go ahead and hit check mark. You'll see that the lines are there. The outline is here. Alright, now it's going to ask you, is this what you want? You'll say, yes, I am finished. Now when I go back into realistic view and then come at a different angle, you're going to see I have that material that we created. Now, you might be saying, well, this material doesn't have an actual material, it's just plain. Well, that's where we would select it, come over here to the material category, and then we'll click on those 3 dots, and then we'll come over here and we'll find, let's say we'll do tile. We got acoustic tile, we've got porcelain tile. Alright, we can look at the render appearances to see how they look, see if it's really what we want. That's kind of close. If we wanted more materials, we can click up this material library and see what it has to offer to us. And maybe it has some more materials that we can go and look at. So they have this dark gray, you know, something with dots. Maybe you wanted to do like a cork or a cork kind of material, depending on whatever material you want to do. They've got different materials for different cases. Let's kind of squeeze this in so we can read these a little bit better. Alright, we want porcelain. We got mosaic for like your restrooms, unless you want to use it there. We've got 6-inch and 4-inch. We've got quarry tile. We've got some of these tiles here, are ceramic and stones. We've got this tile here. So just for the sake of showing something. I'm gonna go with this one. I double click on it, it brings it in. Check mark render appearance. Make sure that it's there visible. I can change my finish from glossy to matte. That will reflect when we render. I can apply it, hit OK. Now I can hit escape, and you can see where it came in, and it wrapped around where I told it to wrap around. Once we're done, we could hit check mark. But say you're not done. Say you did want to go and keep modifying for whatever reason. You can come back, and this is the key point. We're not going to do it right now. This is very important for you to know for the future. And if you ever wanted to make custom countertops or custom furniture, when you are going to void material, you must void material within the same creation of the material that you're wanting to void from. Now, what does that mean? Alright, so we made this tile background, right? If I wanted to void material, I could go void form, void extrusion, and I'll set my plane to, let's say, this surface, and then I can do a little design, and then say I want it to be a depth of 0.5. Alright, if I check mark it, I want to verify that it's going in the right direction, and check mark it. Let's see if it did it. You see how it removed the material here? It'll only work because I did not check mark outside of this creation that I was already making. Now, if you tried, I'm gonna undo this. If you tried to do that same step, undo it. If you try to do that same step by, we finish this, we check mark it, and then you want to go and do another create model in space to remove, it will not work. All right, you have to do it within the same space or the same creation. I guess you can call it as a mini project. Now, let's say you want to come back and edit this for whatever reason. Say you've changed your kitchen layout around and you want to come back and edit it. Well, once we fully exited out of it, you can come back and you can always click on it. You can always edit in place, click on it again, and you can edit your sweep. You can edit once you've clicked on edit sweep, you can edit your sketch, you can edit your profile. You can come back and continue to create stuff. You know, after you've check marked, you come back and then you can void, but it has to be within the same mini project. It can't be completely outside of it. All right, just to let you know. All right, that's basically it. If you have any questions or anything else you would like to know, send me an email and I can see if I can create it in time for the deadline. Thank you.